The latest flagship camera phone from Vivo is finally here in the studio, and this is the Vivo X90, which is set to launch in Malaysia at the 3rd of February, and I've been using it a couple of days, and here's what you need to know about the successor to the Vivo X80. Now, the X90 basically looks the same as the X80 on the front face. You get a 6.78-inch curved OLED display that refreshes at 120 Hz. This is not an LTPO panel, by the way, so you do not get any sort of adaptive refresh rate right here. At the bottom, you get a USB-C port which charges at 120 watts this time instead of 80 watts, but this still operates at USB 2.0. So too bad you can't output to any external displays out there. So the major change right here is basically on the back here. As you can see, it features a whole new design from the X80. The camera bump is larger because it houses larger sensors. You also get a strip right here with a tagline that says Extreme Imagination, as well as the beautiful signature Zeiss branding. Now, there are two things that I'm really happy about the Vivo X90, and first of all is stereo speakers, because it was not available on the X80, and this phone is finally IP64 water and dust resistant, which the X80 isn't. In terms of power, it is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 9200 chipset. It has 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. And this time, of course, Vivo has also included its latest V2 ISP chip that works in tandem with the camera system. The battery capacity of the Vivo X90 has also been upgraded from the X80. It now has a 4800 mAh battery, and combined with the power-efficient MediaTek Dimensity 9200 chipset, this is going to be a great phone for taking pictures for a whole day without going through several charges. But unfortunately, it doesn't come with wireless charging. The Vivo X90 ships with Android 13 and FunTouch OS out of the box. Now, I did not detect any pre-installed bloat inside the operating system aside from Vivo's very own V App Store, which will recommend you to install a couple of apps when you set up the phone for the first time. But otherwise, the software experience is very clean. There's no ads at all, which is something that I am very happy about. Now, let's quickly check out the camera, as I've also taken some camera samples earlier on to show you guys on how the camera performs. So for those who have used a Vivo smartphone before, this camera user interface should not be a stranger to you. So you get a couple of modes right over here, including photo, portrait, night, sports, and if we head on over to the more tab here, there's a couple of interesting photo modes right here, including supermoon, astrophotography, and a Zeiss landscape and architecture mode, which is something that I guess is something really cool for those who love to take architecture and landscape, as it takes it with Zeiss color profile. Now, there's also this Zeiss button right on top here, which it can enable you to shoot some natural colors using Zeiss's color tuning profile. There's also macro mode right here. You can activate that if you want to take super close-up shots. And in terms of the camera system, the Vivo X90 has the same configuration as the X80. It has a 50 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. That still works pretty well. I've really loved the quality of the X80 back then, so I expect the same quality as it is on the X90. Now, take a look at this camera sample shots right here that I have shot previously. Now, as you can see, the colors of this camera looks really natural on this shot. Look at the trees, the details and all that. The Vivo X90 handles that really well during daylight. And if we head on to the next one, now this is actually a car park shot, which I took a picture of my car, and as you can see, the noise levels are very little. This is a very dim environment with some lighting around. It actually handles the highlights and the colors all very well in low light. Now, this is the selfie camera. It has a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which it kind of beautifies my skin really well. It kind of makes me like a K-pop star, which I'm not totally proud of. And if we move on to the next one, this is still another shot, another daylight shot. Colors are vibrant, and there's really good detail on the trees and even on the Starbucks coffee branding right over there. Now, let's head on to the next photo here. Now, this is one thing that I am super impressed with the X90, which is the portrait mode. Now, basically, I just activate the portrait mode and I point the camera right over to the back, just like this, like holding it like a selfie phone. And this is the results that to look at the bokeh that it actually cuts up my face here. The separation of my face and the background is so good that it is just incredible. Now, this is the ultra wide shot of the Vivo X90. As you can see, colors are also vibrant as well in daytime conditions. So I still do not have time to take this phone for a run in like real street light or low light conditions out there, but I'll be sure to report back when I conclude the review of this phone alongside with the Vivo X90 Pro, which I've yet to receive it. But yeah, this is the first impressions of the Vivo X90. Overall, this is a really impressive phone. I've been enjoying it for a couple of days really. But yeah, I still haven't got time to take this phone out for a test run using its cameras and some of the features. But I'll be sure to report back when I conclude the full review of the Vivo X90 along with its sibling, the X90 Pro, which both are set to arrive in Malaysia on the 3rd of February. Alright, as for now, that's all for my first impressions of the Vivo X90. It's a really great phone that I recommend that you guys go pre-order the phone. It's really great. Alright, so that's pretty much for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and like our social media, and I'll see you guys in the next one.